Human civilization has always known conflict, but it wasn't until the 20th century that the scope magnified to such a bloody scale as to engulf the entire world. In the aftermath of the war to end all wars, Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party fanned the flames of a broken and dispirited nation, rebuilding the country from the ashes of the Versailles Treaty into a fascist juggernaut that seemed unstoppable. They pushed all the way to the Atlantic in their blitzkrieg, with England their next target. But Winston Churchill and his small island nation won the Battle of Britain, holding out through Hitler's terror bombing for an entire year. They stoked the fires of freedom long enough to stay alive and to save the world.
If Resident Evil started the trend of survival horror games, and Doom started the FPS craze, it was Medal of Honor, developed by DreamWorks Interactive and released in 1999 for the PS1, that started the trend of the World War II shooter, and for good reason. Directed by Steven Spielberg, Medal of Honor set out on a different track from other FPS games at the time. Medal of Honor was out to capture the grounded realism of being a special agent during the war. You'll take control of Lieutenant Jimmy Patterson, and you'll be infiltrating enemy lines, destroying Nazi bunkers and positions during the final days of the war. The level design in the game was simple and effective. They stuck you in actual events that happened during the war to bump up the realism and immersion of being this lieutenant. The missions were action-packed and highly cinematic, with found footage cutscenes weaved between gameplay. Throughout, you'll be taken all across Europe to different locations, which was very impressive for the time. Some levels even had you in disguise, and you had to navigate the highly guarded Nazi bases by using your fake identification papers to slip by unnoticed.
Can I help you find where you're going, sir?
My mistake, sir.
The gameplay today can feel very aged, however that's not to say for the time this on the PS1 was very impressive. While the graphics may look poor from today's viewpoint, they actually had some very smooth animations, like when enemies are reacting to being shot, their helmets fly off, guns keep firing in the air and they stumble to the ground in agony. The controls have the old style of the right stick for strafing and moving, and the left stick for turning. However, once you get a feel for them, they do become second nature. It's just going to take a while to get back used to your modern shooters again. Medal of Honor uses an auto-aim system where you'll hit your target if you are aiming in their direction. Nevertheless, R2 will bring up a crosshair for more accurate aiming. But the downside here is this will have you stood still and unable to move. Medal of Honor also includes plenty of World War II weaponry, from German rifles to American machine guns. They all each have pretty good sound effects for the time, and the music in the game was recorded by a full orchestra and delivered a stellar soundtrack that brought a Saving Private Ryan sort of feel to the game. And in addition to the campaign, there is a split-screen multiplayer mode which is your standard deathmatch fare, and allows you to play as various historical characters you can unlock, such as William Shakespeare, and even play as some other interesting ones like a German Shepherd dog, or even a dinosaur. Medal of Honor is a very underappreciated World War II shooter today. It was a spectacular game for its time, having interesting mission layouts and objectives, lots of realistic detail from the guns, the animations, to even the soundtrack, and the controls played well enough on the PS1. However, all that drags it down is the simplicity and aged gameplay compared to later entries in the franchise. Medal of Honor is a lonely game and has no AI companions to make it feel more like a battle, a war, and the environments and architecture lack the detail to make them much more war-torn and immersive. However, Medal of Honor is without a doubt still definitely worth a look today, especially if you're a fan of World War II shooters and would like to see where they originated from. Medal of Honor gets a final score of a really great 82% from me. And until next time when we cover more World War II shooters and especially more Medal of Honor games, stay tuned and adios.
You, soldier, are a part of this great crusade. Are you ready to rise above and beyond the call of duty?